Hi everyone. Today's an exciting day for me. I'm picking up my new 2023 BMW M2. I had put a deposit on M2 back in November and getting the opportunity to not get the car that I expect because I had ordered the carbon seats, which were not available yet, but rather got the opportunity to get BMW of Turnersville's first M2. So look forward to checking it out, showing you the M2, and sharing my first impressions. Just for reference, I'm in my 2009 Carrera 4S convertible. I wanted to take this car out for a spin this morning. Don't get to drive it too often. So taking this down to the dealership. All right, so I'm going to be rolling into the dealership in about a minute, go through the transaction, and look forward to sharing my first impressions of the car with you. Here it is, the new 2023 BMW M2. Here at BMW of Turnersville. Had a really smooth transaction here. Great buying experience. But here's the car. My first impression is that it's smaller than I had expected, which is a good thing. I was thinking this car has grown quite a bit from the previous generation, so I was thinking it would be basically F80 M3 size. But when I rolled up, it was actually pretty tidy. So here's a walk around of the car. It's a very nice package. I feel like it's pretty tidy. As I mentioned, the fender flares definitely stand out. Exhaust tips they fill the diffuser very nicely. That's it. You know, that you have the muffler itself serves as somewhat of a diffuser, which is why it's styled the way it is and it hangs low. I think the edginess of the bumper is, it probably takes some getting used to. I'll say I didn't expect the bumper to be angled the way it is in person, but I think it fits the car well. Yeah, we could take a look at the fenders here and how aggressive they are. Got the back wheels. Rotors fill out the wheels very nicely. Wheel well gap actually is not too bad. I mean, certainly noticeable, but I think I'm okay with leaving this car at the stock height. This car has the carbon fiber roof, the black trim, see here how the wheels line up with the side of the car. Front bumper is very open. You can see the oil cooler there and the radiator. So hopefully won't get too damaged. I'm sure there'll be something on the aftermarket to cover that up with a screen where it can protect it without reducing airflow. One other thing I want to point out is the anniversary badges that this car has. So size-wise, we could take a look at how it compares with a 997 Generation 911. Yeah, I'm impressed that the M2, at least visually, doesn't look that large. All right, let's take a look at the inside. The detail on the door is really neat. I was actually surprised by that. Haven't looked at the interior of an M2 closely in pictures, I guess, but some really nice details here. This car has the less colorful seats, which I prefer. I had originally spec'd a car with carbon buckets, but that's not available yet. But everything else on this car is pretty close to the spec that I had, with the exception of that and the anniversary badges. I had opted for the standard badges, but given the opportunity to buy this car, to have the first one that this dealership has, I just didn't want to pass that up. All right, look at the interior. Start it up. Carbon fiber trim on the steering wheel is nice touch. Steering wheel is nice and thick. Feels good. Carbon fiber trim. Storage here with a USB-C port. And there's also a USB-A port up front. This car still has an outlet here. 12-volt outlet. Climate control is all handled through the screen now. Doors have nice storage, both for a bottle and other things. Yeah, this car has the carbon roof. There's no sunroof. Let's take a look at the back seat area. All right, let's look at the window sticker. What does this car have on it? So this car has a shadow line package, as I mentioned, the lighting package with the LED lights, the M seat belts. It says the color seat belts, M colors on the seat belt, the carbon fiber trim, $800 option, carbon fiber roof, $2,600 option, live cockpit, which includes the heads-up display, which is really cool to have a heads-up display on a M2. It's just a retail $68,845. Trunk space is decent. You can hear the exhaust, and I'll do a startup now. Here we are in the new M2, first drive. Set the seat. Yep. All right, it's been a while since I've driven manual. Please forgive me. My poor driving. Clutch engagement is pretty high. For reference, the last car I drove with a manual transmission was a Porsche Cayman GT4. So my comparison is going to be somewhat to that. The last manual transmission car I owned was a ND2 Miata. So if folks are disagreeing with my assessment, that's what I'm coming from. So this car is still breaking in, obviously, it has 18 miles on it, and I've been told that the revs are going to be limited to 4,000 RPM. So basically it's in a kind of a break-in mode right now. So performance will be limited. I tend to break in my cars easily. Not that I've owned that many cars from brand new, but I take it easy. So I'm not a hard braking kind of guy. So the first 1,200 miles, you should be taking it easy, and then bring it in for service. They will do an oil change to remove the brake-in oil, or change out the brake-in oil. And from what I'm told is that at that point, I'll have access to basically the full performance of the engine. Shifter's a little rubbery. I think at least compared to what I'm used to. But it is nice to have a manual transmission option, where a lot of cars have moved to automatic. Sound, I think the sound I'm hearing in the car is nice. I know there's some I think sound coming through the speakers here, but regardless, it's a nice experience. I will say, what else hearing on the outside of the car, I'm not hearing on the inside. As far as some of the pops and crackles I was hearing on the outside when I was filming before. So it's a different experience inside the car. All right, rev matching is on. I just downshifted from 4th to 3rd. That was a very smooth rev match. I think the interior of this car is well done. I prefer the smoother leather that you get in the M3. It's the merino leather. I think this leather is a little more durable, but I've always preferred the smoother leather. The reason why I didn't buy a M3 or M4 is just the size. I feel like the car has gotten a little too large. So it is, it's kind of outgrown for what I'm looking for, since I have the Plaid still. Still getting used to the shifting of this car. It's only been a mile. So, yeah, initial impression, it's a good car. All right, currently I'm in the M1 setting, which is engine and sport, gear shift assist on, chassis sport, steering comfort, and brake comfort. That's the M1 setting. M2, I have sport, everything in sport mode, with gear shift assist off. So I'm gonna give that a try at the next light. I think the screen, they did a really good job with the screen here. I was really curious what it would be like in the car with such a large screen. But it breaks up where you have the tachometer, speedometer right in front with the map, which is nice for nav. And the other controls on the center part here, where it looks, I mean, the way they broke it, they broke the two sections up, I think it is really well done. And the feedback I just got from the dealer is that it seems a little bit more, better integrated than his G80 M3, which I really haven't spent time in. This car has lane keep assist. See that icon on. Heads-up display is big, very easy to see. So currently cruising 5th gear, 60 miles per hour. Currently in M2 mode. Just sport everything, gear shift, assistant off. Of course, I'm heading onto the highway, so don't need the downshift yet. So I'm cruising in 6th gear now. It's the top gear on this car. Currently at right around 3,000 RPMs. Cruising highway speed, following the flow of traffic. There's quite a bit of noise coming in the car. For what this is, I think that is just fine. In a way, it's kind of encouraging as far as the experience I should be getting from this car, being a sportier car. Yeah, my concern with sporty cars nowadays is just the amount of sound deadening. It's kind of damaged the experience. Car feels planted on the highway. This car is giving me feelings that it's a sporty car. I think it sounds right. It feels right in terms of the feedback I'm getting from the road. The stiffness I think is right. It's not jarring in any way, but yet it's still sporty. Probably could be a little firmer considering I'm in Sport now, and there is a Sport Plus. So I'll put it in Sport Plus and see how that feels. I'm hearing a little bit of the burbles now coming through the exhaust when I lift off. Yeah, Sport Plus is a little firmer. Certainly not too stiff, not jarring. There's enough sound coming into the car where I can see myself driving with the radio off. I know right now I'm just trying to absorb everything in this car, but I think there's enough feel here, there's enough sound here where I'd be just fine just driving with the radio off. Alright, shift assist, turn that back on. I'm limited in performance right now. I think it feels good. I mean, the car is not lacking in any way as far as I'm feeling right now from this drive. Just kind of taking in the dash and the layout here. And now I'm starting to feel the suspension a little more. It's nice. How the car follows the road. The M2 is home now. Had a great first drive. I think this is a great balance of sportiness and comfort. But I'm going to spend a lot more time in this car, and I'll share my thoughts in future videos. The family came out, saw the car, kids got in the back, they love it. Great first impression. If you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe to this channel. I look forward to providing a lot more content and appreciate the support. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.